Jackpotting is this scheme for getting money out of an ATM through a hack, and it's something that we've seen a lot in Europe and Asia, recently in Mexico. Now it's coming to the United States. Can you explain exactly how the criminals do this?
They physically access the ATM, then they will hook up their computer to the ATM to then take it over, and at that point the first person who does this, we'll call them the technician in this case, will leave, and then a second crew will come in and they'll initiate the cash out sequence of the ATM, and they'll stay there until the ATM has been fully depleted of its money.
So this is a hack, but they actually have to be physically present at the ATM in order to hack it.
Correct. The criminals disguise themselves as ATM technicians, and that these attacks are taking place in broad daylight, middle of the day, in big box retailers and in malls.
And wouldn't people notice that there are some folks there breaking into this ATM?
It is something that if you don't know what to look for, then you're not going to necessarily know that there's a criminal act taking place. It's not unusual to see somebody working on an ATM, and it's also not unusual to see people at an ATM. So if you see somebody standing in front of an ATM for a longer period of time than they should, maybe it's a good idea to call the local law enforcement.
One of the ATM makers actually described to CNN an endoscope being used. That's something that you think of in a doctor's office usually. How are they employing this tool that's seemingly for doctors?
So the use of it varies from ATM series type manufacturer, but more or less it gives them an opportunity to see inside the ATM.
So it actually sounds like a lot has to go into this. Is this an organized crime ring, you think, that would be behind this, not just some small players?
We believe it to be organized criminal activity.
We've heard there have been over a half dozen instances already in the United States in just about a week, possibly $1 million stolen. Do you think it's just one group doing this or multiple groups?
I think it's multiple groups in different sections of the country that are doing it, but I think that they all are coordinating with each other, or at least have some knowledge of each other.
I've been speaking to some of the